Hi garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, and tonight is the night I am finishing up planting or sowing my Lisianthus. I started this a few days ago, however, life happens and I couldn't get all of them done in the same day, and so tonight I'm finishing them up. Lisianthus are notoriously difficult to grow. I myself had a difficult time last year. I think I got 4 to go all the way to a bloom. So this year's gonna be better. So this is not necessarily a how-to video, but this is what I'm trying this year, where I think I went wrong last year, and what I'm doing differently. Lisianthus are fastidious girls. They like to be grown in a certain way. So as far as germination, it'll take about 10 to 15 days to germination. One of my packets says 10 to 20, so right around there. They like to be germinated between 70 and 75 degrees, and then after they emerge, they like to grow on best at 68 degrees, but somewhere between 60 and 70 degrees, so a little cooler as opposed to warmer. Also, I found out today after reading the Johnny's Guide to Growing Lisianthus, Johnny's Seeds, I highly recommend you take a look at this. It's free on their website, has a lot of great information about how to grow and tips and tricks. I learned from that they don't necessarily want to have the dome on the whole time. So what I mean by that. So this guy, I'm going to be taking them off of the ones I've started very shortly because they don't want to be too damp and too humid, or else it could affect their germination. So, new tip there. After they come up, they want to dry out a little bit between waterings, and this is where I think I went wrong last year. I was so focused on making sure that they didn't dry out that I think I overwatered them, especially something like the Lisianthus that wants to dry out a bit between watering. So this year I'm going to be more cognizant of that and err on the side of drier after they emerge as opposed to wetter, more wet. You get what I'm saying. Also, with the temperature and them wanting to be grown on a little cooler, that I think was a problem for me last year because I was going between the basement and up here in my grow lights, and I think it was too much fluctuation with the warmer air upstairs and the cooler air downstairs. So this year I'm doing an experiment. These I've already started up on here, and that's already an experiment right out of the gate because I did put them on a heating mat, which is set a little warmer. It's set at 78 right now because my begonias want to come on at 80. So I'm seeing if it works, and I've already had one germinate, which is crazy. So I'm going to leave those up here to grow, and I'm going to take the other ones, 2 that are right back down here, and then this last one I'm doing tonight, I'm going to take those downstairs and leave them there the whole season. No coming up and down for different temperatures. So that's my game plan of what I'm going to do differently. And then we'll see at the end which ones fare better. Something else I learned this year, Lisianthus is grown in groups. So group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. All that means is that they are harvested at different times. Group 1 being harvested in the spring, group 2 summer, group 3 fall, and group 4 in the winter. Johnny's actually doesn't carry any group 4 Lisianthus. I wouldn't be able to grow group 4 Lisianthus because I'm in zone 5B in Chicago. That just wouldn't work with my climate. However, some people in the South could. Most of my seeds are from Johnny's Seeds, except one. I got one from Swallowtail Seeds this year. So to go through my groups quickly, I've already grown group 1, which is Echo Pink Pickety, Roseanne Black Pearl, and that is this tray right here. So this is what it'll look like when I'm done today. Group 2, which is down on the grow light behind me, is the Voyage 2 White Improved and the Voyage 2 Champagne. Group 3, which I've started but have not finished, we'll be finishing that, as well as one from last year, is the Arena 3 Apricot. This one I think is going to be my favorite. Oh, it looks so pretty. And from last year, the Doubleini White. I think the Doubleini White is actually group 1 or group 2, but I'm gonna put it in the same tray as the Arena 3 since I found it last night. I'm not gonna let them go to waste. I keep a calendar to keep track of my seed starting because visually it helps me understand where I'm at with which groups. So for example, you can see here in my calendar, the number of weeks out is on the side, and then when I start a seed, I mark it, and when they should germinate or have germinate, I mark that as well. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I'm actually gonna sow these now, but before I do that, I want you to see the one that has germinated already. So up here is the remainder of the Roseanne Black Pearl, and if you look closely, you see that little gal? Oh, it's terribly exciting. Because that has emerged, I've got a fan going to make sure there's proper airflow. That's also really important with Lisianthus. And I am taking the lid off, the humidity dome, so that it doesn't dampen off or succumb to too much moisture. Real excited about that. So I'm going to start sowing these by getting my seed starting mix moistened with some water. I'm going to want it to be to the point where it can hold together if I tighten it together like a ball, but when I squeeze it, there's not drainage of water. Then I'm simply going to come in and fill up my seed tray with the soil. And I'm a little short. Let me grab more seed starting mix. So joke's on me, I ran out of seed starting mix. I thought I had 2 bags and I finished the bag with the soil that I just put in there. So roll with the punches. We roll with the punches. I'm gonna pour this back in, pour it back into the seed cell, and we'll rock and roll that way. Make sure there's no air pockets. Great. What's most embarrassing about that is I was at the garden center today and looked at seed starting mix. What was I thinking? I know what I was thinking. I thought I had 2 bags left. Nope. We're only human. I will get seed starting mix tomorrow and fill these up and put some other different seeds in there. So I'm going to take 3 at a time and put 3 in each cell because I want to ensure I have good germination as opposed to 1 in each cell because I don't want to lose that cell's real estate. Lisianthus germinates with light, so I'm just going to put them on top of the soil, maybe press in just a little bit, not cover them up, and then I'll go in with a light layer of vermiculite and cover them up at the end. I am also out of ID tags, so this video is also brought to you by Remember What You Need when you're at the Garden Supply Center. So for ID tags in the meantime, I'm just going to write on 2 envelopes what they are and where they start and where they end as far as varieties. So going in with Arena 3 first. Now coming in with doubling a white, and I just will have these 4 left to fill, so I'll fill whatever I can. Woo! I'll scoot those apart. I don't like to have them all right in the same area. Put some space in between them. There we go. The next step is going to be to come in and water these in. And if the pelleted coating goes away after that, that's okay. And the final step to put vermiculite, just a light dusting on top. And this helps with preventing algae growth and moisture control, and voila! And now we'll put the humidity dome on, and this is set to be set under the grow light. Well, we made it. That was a little bit more of a wild ride than I thought, but I show you guys everything because nothing in this world is perfect. No gardeners are perfect, and we have punches that we have to roll with. So that's fine. We'll make it through. I'll get seed starting mix tomorrow and fill those cells and finish planting the rest of those. And we'll see how they do this year. I am really encouraged by the early growth that I am seeing, and hopefully it continues that way. But I'm liking the idea of an experiment too, with having some stay upstairs, some stay downstairs, and see how much the temperature really does make a difference. So it's exciting stuff here. Please comment below and let me know how your Lisianthus is going, if you've started it, or if you haven't, any major tips and tricks you've found over the years that have really helped you. Also, please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to follow more with all things garden. I'd love to have you here with me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye! Happy planting!